how can you know that you are on the right way? On the right way to become the best version of yourself. FYI, becoming the best version of yourself is self-realization, is enlightenment, is becoming what you have always been. This happens when you become the best version of yourself as a human being. So how can you tell if you're on the right road or path to become this thing? So if there is one thing I can say about enlightenment or self-realization or the way it happened to this character is that it has become the best version of itself. And so this is the only way she knows and recommends others to follow if they are interested in this state. So call off the search. You don't need to look at books. You don't need to meditate. You don't need to take psychedelics. You only have to do one thing, and this is to become the best you can be. But how can you tell that you are moving in the right direction? There is one main question you should ask yourself if you really want to know if you're on the way to become the best version of yourself you can. And this question is, are things getting better? And I know it's a simple question, and it's easy for you to see, okay, my reality gets better, this is a sign that I'm on the right way. But it's not so simple, because when I say, are things getting better, I don't mean that they become better in the way you wanted them to become better, in the way the solutions or the things that happen match the way you wanted the situation to develop. Because sometimes things getting better means that things are getting worse and things are getting ugly, and you have to know and to think for yourself, is this state, what is happening? It seems like something negative is happening, something is not following the plan. But you have to be very honest with yourself and see, because when you start dealing with your character, with your story as a human being, and you truly want to progress and you truly do the work, things just come to the surface, present themselves, and demand the answer. This does not mean that things are getting worse, that the situation is getting worse. It's just showing you the depth of the problem. And when the problem finally is being addressed and you finally are deciding to confront yourself, to actively solve it, when you do this step, the thing that will happen, and there is, I'm sure of it, in any situation, that the resistance will rise. And all the things you try to suppress, and all the things you wanted to hide from yourself, and all the things you thought was buried somewhere in the backyard and you will never have to see them or face them again, they will rise, they will come, they will present themselves, sometimes as thoughts and sometimes as people or situations that will make you, force you to act. And this time to act in the right way. Because if they exist, if the things that bother you, if your problems exist, it's because you never tried to solve them in an honest kind of way, in the right way. Addressing your problems the right way means progress, means that you are becoming the best version of yourself, because you become someone who takes responsibility over himself, herself, And as a human being, because for now you are thinking of yourself as a human being. So when you do that as a human being, when you do that truly, you become someone who is independent and strong, and it doesn't matter what happens. In the story, what the plot is, this does not matter. The problem does not matter. Your thoughts does not matter. The only thing that does matter, and the only thing that will progress you to become the best version of yourself, is the way you act in the moment that you have to act. When you do that with a confident heart and with an open heart, when you really trust yourself, something changes. And the question is, are things getting better? It's not so scary, because you look at the situation and you think, I know that they are not getting better, they are getting worse, but this is the right kind of worse. It's going down, and so you can really go up. It's in Hebrew we have a saying, ירידה לצורך עלייה. You have to go down and then climb. But you have to visit this place, this low place. And when you are in this low place, if you deal with it as what we are, if you respect what you are, this sacred thing, if you act as eternity itself in the state, I mean with compassion, forgiveness, love, and great bravery, and fearlessness, if you act in this situation using these values, it doesn't matter what happens, and you will not fear any consequence, anything that might happen. You will know you are doing the right thing. Do the right thing, even if it's hard, even if it means, and it looks like you are just going backwards. It's like one step forward, 10,000 steps backwards. What am I doing? No, but the one step forward was the right step. So these steps backwards, they don't count. They really don't count. So becoming the best version of yourself is basically confronting every aspect of your personality and behavior. And you don't need a therapist to do that. You only have to be honest with yourself and to listen to the people who are around you, to your relationships, whether it's your husband or wife, your children, your mother, your neighbor, your best friend, or the neighbor that you hate, or your enemies. What are they saying about you? What is your weak spot? Are you ready to hear from them your weak spots, where you go wrong, and to correct and to understand why it is bothering someone, and to see in yourself how this pattern got stuck on you, because no one is being born just being with these characters, with these features that annoy others or hurt others. No one. This is a mechanism, this is a structure that the child puts on the identity to protect itself, because maybe he had a tough childhood, maybe you had parents that were neglecting your emotional needs and didn't see you or too tough, and you had to build this mechanism to protect yourself. But now it's just unnecessary, and usually it's harmful for others and for you. but you consider it as something that belongs to you because this is who I am, this is my character. No, it's not your character. You were not born this way. If you were raised in a different way, this feature would not be in your behavior. It is a structure. It is foreign to you. And it does need your care and your treatment. You have to treat this problem, you yourself, because you created it, you formed the structure as a defense mechanism. Now it's hurting others, hurting your relationship. You have to take responsibility and see what are they saying about me and what is true in their claims and what they say, and rectify the situation for your sake, for the complete, for the return to your pattern, to your beautiful, untouched pattern, which lies beneath all these layers of protection. This is one way you can become the best version of yourself, listening to others in your surroundings, not, and I respect any kind of treatment that helps people to evolve. It's wonderful. And it's wonderful to talk to a therapist about someone and he reflects for you what you feel. But the best thing is to deal with the person itself, himself, herself, to deal with the actual problem, not to talk about it with someone and then understand, oh, this is, it's like scratching your ears like this. Why not just confronting the problem if you can, if there's still a possibility to do that. It's the best way. So you can tell that you're on the right way to become the best version of yourself if you dare to face your demons, to face your relationships, to be open and honest in them, and to try to solve the problems, to really listen, to really try to understand where you are going wrong, and to do the actions with the person that is involved in the situation. It looks like a character, it looks like something that belongs to the character, that you are born this way, but it usually isn't. It's just a defense mechanism. Try honestly to see where it holds you back and prevents you from becoming purely what you are. Another way you can know if you're on the right way to becoming the best version of yourself by asking the question, are things getting better? Is to see if circles are being closed, to close the circles. There are open things in our lives, things, situations, relationships, that remains open, like a question you ask and it's just lingering there. And if you're in a state of progress and becoming the best version of yourself, things will start to be collected, I don't know the word, gather. Things will start like a magnet. The things will come together. And the puzzle you will see that the pieces of the puzzle are starting to create the image, because things will fall into place. It will not necessarily mean that things in the outer reality will become better. You will only see that they are just starting to fall in their place. They match. Again, this is happening in your surroundings. It is the thing that pulls, when you do the one step in the right way, the road rises with you. The road, the thing, us, unity, nature, God, call it what you will, only wants you closer and closer and closer until the border just explodes. But when you do one step towards this thing, towards what you are, and it's the right step, this thing will make thousands of moves towards you. And it will not be the evident moves, and it will not necessarily look like something that is a blessing, but it will be a blessing. And you will know that, because deep down you will know that you have to go through this ring of fire. You have to go through the things. You cannot leave anything. It's like burning the bridge. When you are enlightened or self-realized, the bridge is burned. You were in this end of the river and you got to the other side, and when you walk, the bridge behind you burns and there is no returning. But you cannot burn this bridge. You have to first build the bridge. This is the bridge you burn, what you are. And until you do that, the thing itself will not disconnect you from yourself. It will only do that when you are complete, when you faced everything. But it wants to do that. We want to do that. We want you closer. You want yourself closer. You want yourself to know yourself. So when you will make the right kind of effort towards yourself, the thing itself, which is us, will make everything easier for you, will go and just offer you endless opportunities to just like put the pieces of the puzzle in the place. It will show you the pieces of the puzzle. Now you can see them, even if they are not beautiful, if they are ugly pieces in the puzzle, but they are yours. You have to put them in the right place, and then it's okay. When the pieces of the puzzle is in the right place, it doesn't matter what is its nature. It can be something from your past which is not beautiful, and you cannot rectify it, and you cannot change what has happened. Maybe it's a childhood trauma or something bad that has happened to you, and you cannot do anything active to correct it. But if you put it in the right place in the puzzle, and the right place usually is by becoming an inspiration to others or helping others to move through the same process you moved and overcame. And when you put the piece of the puzzle in the right place, then you make peace with it, and you go on and you continue and you let go of things. Try to imagine you are trying to be realized or to know yourself while carrying something like a list of things, like, I don't know, from stone, made of stone. You are carrying a big stone, chiseled, many things, and they are yours. And this heavy stone, every time you want to fly and you want to connect, this stone pulls you down. All the things that you wrote, they just are there because you carry it around. You have to erase the lines on the stone, that the stone will become irrelevant. I'm sorry about the metaphor. I'm not so strong about metaphors, but I am trying to make the point. You have to get rid of everything in this list because it's so heavy to carry it around. And when you carry it around, there is no chance that you will be able to connect to yourself. So when you make the move, the first step, the right step, the thing itself will help you. And this is another way you can know that you're on the right way to become the best version of yourself, by asking the question, are things getting better? You should very, very much look at the synchronicities in your life. They will be enhanced when you are on the right way. When you're on the right track, this oneness offers this wonderful gift, which is synchronicity, and that things miraculously appear, and you have to pay close attention to these beautiful presents and omens and gestures these things is offering you on the way, to show you that you are on the way. These synchronicities are the way that we talk to ourselves and try to tell ourselves, great, see that? Wasn't that a coincidence, a wonderful coincidence, or a strange coincidence that this happened, and now you can choose what to do because the circumstances are miraculously offering you a chance to act. Or it can be just a message that comes to you in the right time through the right person or the song in the radio that tells you, keep going, you're on the right track. You are thinking about, am I on the right way? And the song appears in the moment you think this thought. This is our small way, funny way to connect and say, yes, 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 it's okay. So your reality is full of these signs, even now. But if you're on the right way, you will notice them, you will appreciate them and be thankful for them. And this gratitude will enhance them. And you will get more of this because you know to appreciate them and you know to recognize them. So the more you will be exposed to it, the more you will notice it. Because it's all the time, it's everything that happens. This is one big synchronicity, but in your narrow perspective, when you notice it, you will know that you're on the right way to become the best version of yourself. And not only you will know, you will be encouraged to continue. You will get your encouragement not from someone, not from a book, from the thing itself that will all the time send you these messages through people, through situation, through, I don't know, something that you see that matches what you thought or helps you to decide. The question, are things getting better, has a definite answer. Yes, yes, they will get better. Maybe you will have to stoop low, but eventually they will get better. And how will you know that? This is very simple. They will, in the outer story and in your story and in your feeling and emotion and thoughts and everything around you will get better. And you will be able to see it, you will be able to feel it, if it's a financial thing, if it's a job, love, something that you worked on yourself as a person, you will see the progress, and not only you will see it's like problem solved. Yeah, the problem is solved. No. If the things get better, means that they will never stop becoming better. It's like a great snowball, and it collects more and more snow. It starts small and it becomes mighty, and it never stops. I mean that when things get better in the way you perceive them to get better, not by addressing the problems and going through the hard phase of dealing with whatever you need to deal with, and sometimes it's very hard, but when you take the right steps and you do the right things, things become better, and then better, and then better than better. And then there are other people that are getting involved in this betterness, and I don't know if you say betterness, but it is a wonderful, wonderful movement that just wipes everything. Your progress is everyone's progress. Your way becomes the thing itself that is like a force of nature. It cannot be stopped. Somewhere along the way, if you'll do the right steps, you will have an inertia of itself. The things will, the synchronicities, the things, and more things will gather and create something so amazing that never stops and always gets better. And this is amazing. And it will not stop when you become just, self-realized and or enlightened. This movement in the story will not stop. It will continue in your story. I don't mean you have to save the world or become the Pope or something very important. In your world, what is your fullest potential? When you feel it, then you become enlightened, then you know what you are, and then the movement continues and things get better and better, and everyone around you are addressing their problems and moving in the right way. And this is how we in the illusion will wake everyone up. But you have to start with yourself. So there is only one question you can ask yourself if you want to know if you're on the right way or track to becoming the best version of yourself. And it's, are things getting better? Don't be a child and think that if things are getting worse, then you are wrong. This is not necessarily the case. If things are getting worse, see if they are not getting worse for a reason. See if they are not needing your attention and care, and then you will be able to continue. You will not be able to continue until you address them. So they might become worse, but then they will become better. Synchronicity will be something that you will learn to appreciate and cooperate with, and this inertia, this beautiful inertia, will create this enormous snowball. FYI, if you take the wrong step, I mean, there are no wrong steps and right steps. It's all in the story, it's all an illusion, and it's all fine. But if you want to reach your fullest potential, you have to walk in a certain way. But if you walk, in the way of, but if you walk in the way of not confronting or doing the same things, the same mistakes again, even though you know they are mistakes, or will not be open enough, then I'm sorry to say, and you will probably know that things can get worse. And it's the same movement. It's the same movement of the snowball. It can move in the other direction, and there is no end to the way it can collect the negativity in your life, push you to the corner, and just harm everyone around you. I highly recommend you don't try to test this theory of how worse things can get. They always also have an inertia, and if in some point you will lose control over this movement, and there's always a way to start getting back. Even if you made grave mistakes, you only have to stop, to be in the moment, and to start the one step in the right direction. The thing itself, God, we will make the 1,000 steps towards you to help you. We will offer you synchronicity. We will offer you everything. We will offer ourselves the best encouragement. Just know that you have to look honestly on yourself, see if things are getting better in the right way, and then become the best version of yourself as a human being, and then continue to do that, but not as a human being.